Hi guys and welcome to Learn Extra Live. It's a Thursday and Haley's with me.
Hi,
How are
Dee.
you, Haley?
You.
Good. Guys, it is raining cats and dogs in Josie. I don't know where you guys are in the rest of South Africa, but today the weather has been a bit gloomy, but it's been fantastic. And as you can see, we're here for grade 10, Learn Extra Live, Maths Lit, and today we're going over plans and models, right?
Absolutely. Today we're going to be doing more modelling than plans, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah, and
Looking
we've
forward
got
to
some exciting things coming up in the show.
Absolutely. We've got some wonderful investigations. We're going to be doing a whole lot of investigations, so don't go anywhere. But I think
Yeah.
I should go over.
Yeah, go
Okay,
over. And
thanks.
guys, it's really cool. We've got our roving camera today. So we're going to be mixing things up a bit. Don't forget you can chat to us on facebook.com/learn extra. Also chat to me, Indy, on Twitter @learn extra. If there's anything you're wondering, if Haley's going through something you don't understand, please post it onto our page. Tweet me, let me know so I can help you. If you want to post inspirational quotes, that would be awesome. Also, don't forget, guys, this community is for you. So if you see something or somebody needs help, please help them too. This community is ours. It's not just for us at Mindset. So what we're going to do is we're going to get straight to the lesson. Haley, take it away.
Thanks, Indy. Guys, before I start, let's go through our numbers. So we're going to ask Indy for those numbers. Last week, we were on 16,291. And now, Indy, what are our numbers today?
Okay, so this week we've been growing steadily. Thank you, Mindsetters, for liking our Facebook page. We've got 16,851
That
people
is
on the page.
absolutely wonderful. We've remember about 600 this week. Really great. So I'm actually quite happy with that.
Fantastic.
What I want to say to everybody before we start, okay, we're going to be doing plans and models. I've got this investigation that I want to do, and I think that they need to interact with us on Facebook. Indy.
Totally.
So if we can just put that out there, guys, you must interact so that we can actually get some feedback, because it'll be a whole lot better than
And ask
just
questions, because, you know, they say that there's no such thing as a silly question, only the question that is asked after the exam. So, guys, please post questions. It's really important. Let's learn together.
Absolutely.
Let's make it interactive and engaging.
Absolutely. And let them interact with what we're doing. So let's start with our lesson. So today we are looking at, a product can be packaged in many different ways. And we know this. If you walk around the shops, you know that there's different ways of packaging things. There's different grammage and a whole lot of different variety of things. So not only choice of the type of product that you want, but within a product, you can go for a small bag, a bigger, et cetera. We're going to be looking at packaging of a well-known candy-coated chocolate. Now, I've been told that I can actually mention the name, so we're going to be looking at Smarties. So, and there are 3 types of packaging. So, I sent somebody off to go buy packaging of Smarties, and this is what we came back with. So, we've got type 1, which is a plastic packet with little boxes of Smarties inside. So it's got small boxes, and the price we paid for this was 28 Rand 95. Then we've got type 2, which is about the same size packet, but it's got loose sweets inside, and we paid 33 Rand 95 for that one. And finally, the shop that we went to had a third type, which I'm going to show you in a moment. It had kind of conveniently packaged 4 boxes together in like a little bit of cellophane. So it was 4 medium-sized boxes, and the price was 22 Rand 95. So I'm going to just pick up these boxes to show you. So, put this in. Right. First one we have is the packet with the small boxes inside. Then we've got our big packet with the loose sweets inside, and finally the 4 boxes that have been packaged together. So they've just been wrapped in some cellophane paper, and there's 4 boxes together. Right. Our question is, let me get rid of the calculator. Our question is, in which of these options are the sweets packed together in the most efficient way? Now that's a really interesting question. What are we talking about efficiency? So we've got 3 different options. Kind of more or less 20 to 30 Rand. So not a huge difference in price, but we have a huge difference in what they look like. So I've got small little boxes. I've got sweets on their own, and I've got a medium-sized box. So now, which one is the most efficient? And I'm going to go over to the table in a couple of moments to discuss the different kind of packaging and space and all that. But let's just think about what we need the sweets for. So I'm going to ask Indy. Indy, what would you use the Smarties for, other than just eating?
Other than eating?
Other than just eating.
Can I say decoration on a cake?
Decoration on a cake. Okay, that's a wonderful example. So if we're going to decorate a cake, we're not going to sit and open like 100 different little mini boxes. So then you would go with the loose sweets. So that would be the most efficient for your use.
I must say, my mother, this is a true story now, and it's a Smartie story. My mother once made me a cake. Well, it wasn't really a cake. It was literally a bowl of Smarties with a candle in. That was my cake. So she would need the loose. She would need lots of packets of the loose.
Lots and lots of
Smarties.
packets. That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
It's probably the best part of the cake because everybody picks off the Smarties anyway from the decorated
No, there was no
cake.
cake. It was just Smarties.
Just Smarties.
Just Smarties.
Just Smarties.
A little bit lazy, Mom, but I forgive you. I forgive you.
And I'm sure it was perfect. At the end of the day, what do? You need to be able to blow out your candles.
Exactly.
Okay, now, if we were talking about that same party, okay, and we wanted to give party packs to the children at the end of the party, okay, then I would buy maybe the small bag. And depending on kind of what was in the party pack, maybe I would just give them each one medium-sized box and say thank you for coming to the party. So it all depends on what you are going to be using the Smarties for. Now I think, if we just carry on discussing this efficiency, I'm going to move over to the table and we can do some investigation. So follow me to the table. Right. So looking at our packets, like I said, that package and that package are about the same size. Small box and loose Smarties. And then we've got our boxes that are 4 that are packed together. So starting with the packet. If I pick up the packet with the small boxes and I squish them, I've got about maybe a quarter of the packet that is empty space. But then within each box, and I don't know if you can hear this, within each box, I know there's empty space, and I've got space in and around the boxes. So I'm going to estimate maybe about a third of this is wasted with empty space, and then we'll discuss how much space is wasted within the boxes. We'll have to open the boxes just now. Then if I look at this one, well in here, if I squish all the Smarties to the bottom, you can see I've got about half of the packet is empty space. And one of the interesting questions is, why is there so much empty space within this packet? Why, Indy, any ideas why there's empty space?
I would love to know.
Okay, well, one of
why.
the ideas I can think of is that if there wasn't any air in here, I could quite easily squash these Smarties and actually damage them. Okay, and the other reason is if I want to set a specific grammage, and I'm going to check the back of this box, and you'll see it's 280 grams in this packet. If I wanted to put in a specific amount, and if it was fitted exactly, well, I would end up possibly having to like squash the Smarties in, and we don't want to do that because we definitely don't want to damage these sweets. They're very precious. So, and then finally in my box, we could actually do some exercise where maybe we can try and work out the volume of the boxes. Right, in my boxes I also have empty space. I'm going to open one in a moment, but let's try work out the volume of each of the outside packages. So, if I look at, okay, let's start with this one. Right, our loose sweets. I'm going to measure the packet, right, and it is about 14 centimeters across and 17 centimeters down. And then the height of this, are you remembering 14 by 17? Is about 2.5. So let's go work out the volume of the loose sweets. 14 by 17 by 2.5. So I want to get some space. So we have, what were we doing? The loose sweets. We had the packet was 14 by 17 by 2.5. That's going to give us our volume of our box. So let's get a calculator out. And I've got 14 times by 17 times by 2.5. Right, is 595. 595 centimeters cubed. Now, our question is, how much volume does each sweet have? But before we do that, let's look at our grammage. We had on that box, I'm just going to grab it again, 280 grams. Let's move that aside. 280 grams. So effectively, I've got in 595 centimeters squared, I've got 280 grams. So maybe possibly we can work out how many grams we have per centimeter. How many grams do we have per centimeter cubed? So if I take my 280 grams, and we're going to work out per centimeter cubed, 595, we're going to divide it. So 280 divided by 595, and we get 0.47. So let's round that off to 0.47. So I've got 0.47 grams per centimeter cubed. I'm going to try to see what we can get with one of the other containers. So let's check our other containers. I'm moving back to the table. Right, let's now open up this box. Right, and inside this packet, which is about the same dimensions as the packet we've just calculated, how many small boxes do we have? The grammage on this was 150 grams. So look at the difference. We had 280 grams and 150 grams. I'm going to have to remember that in a moment. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 boxes. So I can work out the amount of grammage per box. But remember, within each box, I still have some empty space. So let's measure each one of these. Ignore the packet for a moment, and let's measure each one of these boxes. So in a box, I have about 5.5 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters by about 3 centimeters. So it's just a guesstimate. We're estimating now. I'm going back to the board. Do you remember what I said?
Oh my gosh.
Small packets. Okay, we got the small box. So this is our small box. I can't remember what I said. My volume was, really can't remember.
I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
being a useless
We've
assistant.
5.5.
As usual.
5.5 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters. I remember that one. By about 3. And so we have, let's do that calculation, 5.5 times by 1.5 times by 3, and we get an answer of 24.75. So 24.75 centimeters cubed. Now I wonder if we can do this and work out the volume and the volume per centimeter cubed. So we had in our box, remember I said our packet was 150 grams. We had 9 boxes. So per box, we're going to divide the 2. So we're going to say 150 grams divided by 9. And we're going to get 16.67. We're going to round to 2 decimal places. So 16.67, that is grams per box. Grams per box. So now for the small box, let's work out how many grams we have per centimeter cubed. So we're going to take our grams and divide it by 24.75. And let's see what our answer is here. Right, so 16.67 divided by 24.75, and we get an answer of 0.67. And that is grams per centimeter cubed. So what does that tell us? Now look at the difference between these two. Here I had 0.47 grams per centimeter cubed. And here I've got 0.67 centimeters per cube. So clearly, I've got a better efficiency in my small box, just per small box, because I've got more grams per centimeter, which basically I've got less empty space than I do in the big packet. Okay. Let's now look at our last one, we have the medium box. So we're now going to look at the medium box. And let's first get our volume for our medium box. So let's follow me to the table. Our medium box. I actually have an extra medium box. I'm not going to open that. It is about 10 centimeters by 1.5 by 4. 10 by 1.5 by 4. And there are 40 grams. So our volume of this was 10 by 1.5 by 4 centimeters. So let's get our calculator out. So we got 10 times by 1,5 times 4. We get 60 centimeters cubed. So I've got 60 centimeters cubed. And what was my grams? I said that there were 40 grams. So now if we work out our grams per centimeter cubed, so we're going to take our 40 divided by 60, and we're going to get, right, let's get our calculator out, 40 grams divided by centimeters, we get 0.66. So or in actual fact, let's round that off to 0.67 grams per centimeter cubed. Very similar to the one above, in fact, exactly the same as the little box. So clearly in the boxes, we're getting about the same amount of empty space. So then why do you think there's more empty space in the packet? Indy, any ideas?
Why there's more empty space?
More empty space. We've got more empty space.
Maybe it needs more room?
Maybe needs more room. I think also the way that it's packaged, so we can actually put it fairly flat. Because if I take the packet, I'm going to pull it down, and I flatten the sweets, I have got a little bit of air there, but it's kind of like not as much air as I would kind of imagine. So I think because it is soft, we need more protection for our sweets that are inside. So I think possibly that.
Yeah,
All
and so now
these-
they can start to stack them when they're in the shops, and when they box them, it makes it easier.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and they definitely don't get damaged.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to put this into your
I
you-
sometimes do wish they would put more Smarties.
more Smarties in.
More. Lots and lots.
More,
Yeah.
more Smarties in. I think maybe after we've done this little bit of investigation, I think maybe it's time to take a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
And then, guys, we'll come back.
Should we take a
You-
break now?
Let's take a break now.
Let's take a break now. Okay, Mindsetters, let me know if you're joining in on the page. I think somebody said, where are all the Maths Lit students? And I said, either they're just understanding everything or you guys are shy. Maybe you should let me know on the page. That's facebook.com/learnextra. Chat to me on Twitter @learnextra. And we'll see you guys now after the break.